Hey y'all, it is Kat at Cat Reviews Books, back with a review for Best of All Worlds by Kenneth Oppel. I got this as an ARC in my last haul from work. I have some thoughts that I would like to share with all of you today. Overall, I gave this book a 3.5 star. It was shaping up to be okay. There was a lot of just confusion and weird happenings going on in the book, and then the ending fell very flat for me personally. I hate to say it, I was just kind of bored. It's unfortunate, but that's kind of just how it was. This doesn't read so much as a book as I was led to believe, so much as it does just a young reader's book. I feel like if I were to market this to anyone, it would be like 6th grade boys. So I was really hoping to love this one because when I received the art, I got the box with a little keychain, which I thought was so cute. And then I was heartbroken. It was terrible. So I would still probably recommend this again to middle school boys, or if you want a short story that's just weird overall, I would recommend this, but I would not personally buy a copy of this. Now that I've given a kind of vague review of the book, I will be talking about the book a little more in depth. I will be giving some spoilers, so if you don't like that, now's the time to click away. This book centers around Xavier and his family. It was by Zay, so that is what I will be referring to him as. Zay and his family, his dad, his stepmom, go away for a weekend at their cabin, their lake cabin. But when they wake up the day after arriving, they notice they're not at the lake anymore and that their house has been moved. They have no idea what's happened, but they are all of a sudden on a farm. They go to explore and find out that they're in a little dome, which they have just been kind of sort of calling their snow globe. And they quickly run out of stuff in their fridge and freezer and everything, and realize that they have given them all the equipment to run this farm, so they just start farming. His stepmom is pregnant and gives birth to his new baby half-brother. And then there is a time skip to 3 years later, when another family has been brought into the snow globe, about 500 or so yards from their current farm. This is Mackenzie's family. I would say she more or less is our female lead for this book. Other family that moves in are very particular about certain things. They're very religious, very government affiliated, things like that. Mackenzie's dad used to work for a prison, etc. Zay and Mackenzie's family soon come to disagree about who has kidnapped and brought them there. Zay's family is very much on the track that it is aliens, whereas Mackenzie's is very sure that it's the government bringing them there. I want to make it very known that Zay is from Canada, whereas Mackenzie is from the US. So maybe that would play a deciding factor in that. Not really sure about their thought process there. You then get through maybe 6 months to a year of them figuring out how to work together, Zay and Mackenzie forming a relationship. Zay has given Riley the idea that maybe they could escape through a hatch in the dome via air balloon, so Riley has been working on that. Of course, it then turns around and starts plaguing their farms, pests coming in and eating up all their crops and things like that. No electricity, so they lose all of their freezer stuff. By the end of this, Riley is so determined to escape that he sort of kidnaps Zay and forces him to go up with him through the hatch to see if things are safe for him and his family, promising that he'll be back for them and that they'll all be free soon. When they get up through the hatch, it is sort of like there's a bunch of screens that have a bunch of things projected onto them. Riley is determined that it's just screens to throw them off the track, whereas Zay is very much like, oh hey, my family was right. Look at all these little domes and snow globes that have other species, it was aliens. They're probably just saving us from extinction and things like that. Or very much a joke in the book about alien zoos could be another thing. But the book ends more or less with Riley finding an exit door and then killing himself and throwing himself out into the vacuum of space, thinking that, hey, now they're free. And then there's a 2-page time skip of, 6 months later, where Zay, of course, has now been returned to his snow globe with everyone, and they have a funeral for Riley, and he's all like, well, life without Riley sure is different. Like, yeah, bud, he was causing a bunch of problems to your family, and now your girlfriend's dad is dead. No wonder it's different. So there's a general plot for you. Again, 3.5 stars. Ending to me was just like, they couldn't have done more with this. Like, there's a lot of the book where Zay's sitting there talking about how his mom and Sam are still on Earth and how he misses them. And I didn't really feel like he got the closure he deserved with that. I felt like maybe eventually they could have been starting to bring in other humans to save them, etc., etc. Like, I don't know, the ending felt like abrupt, and that wasn't what I was looking for in this. So, again, would recommend maybe to some middle school boys. Would not personally buy it myself. 3.5 stars. Got the arc for free at work. Figured I'd give it a shot because of the keychain, more or less, which, great marketing, by the way. Any little gifts, wonderful marketing. Gets me every time, but not this time. I will be taking it back to work, and hopefully somebody else will love it a little more than I did. Thank you for watching this review and sticking around. Let me know if you've read any good books recently. I'll see y'all later. Goodbye.